Let the record reflect that I've taken roll that all members of the board are present with the exception of Mr. Eden. Having a quorum, we will proceed. So, the minutes from the June 14th, 2024 meeting have been printed, posted, and circulated. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? No objections, and the minutes will stand approved as posted. We move into unfinished business today, water quality testing.
Everything's good on the decks and below legal reporting limits.
And we did have a conversation with the people who take the samples for us, just to make sure that we were all on board. And everything that is on our report is still non-detect. That is what we are looking for. So, good water quality. ARP discussion, all the money's been allocated, just waiting on Craig to get the projects finished. There will be some money left over because it's still drawing interest. So we do not have a definite number, but we've allocated whatever funds were left over to the project. So just simply the interest is still being money. And we're making excellent money right now, interest-wise. So we're getting 5% interest on our money. So it's great.
Yeah.
The 5-year plan. I took the 5-year plan and the comprehensive plan down and presented it to the county commission last Thursday, I think it was. Anyway, we're impressed with our 5-year plan. And anyway, is there any additions or anything that we need to do with the 5-year plan today? And we go on to, I know Mike's not here today, so are you doing the?
Yeah, we can just briefly talk about it.
All right, so water system improvements?
Nothing, really no updates this time. I know we're out there. We've got a couple of meetings with the future coming up meetings down in Charleston about grant and loan process. So.
I am going on Tuesday with Mike down to the Public Service Commission and see what happens with that. Any questions? Wastewater system improvements project.
Well, it'd be the same answer, wouldn't it? So,
pretty much. Yeah. The dredging of Pond Run and the dry dams.
Still waiting for allocation of the money. So right now it'd be a really good time to do it because there's no water in it. It's dry. I've never seen Pond Run that dry. It was like this past week. So
the dry dams when you go up into Greenmont Hills. We typically don't get to mow those because it's too swampy back down in there. Have you? We got a lot of rain here the last few days, but can we mow that?
We still can't mow. We still have to weed the bottoms.
Okay.
Yeah, we've tried that in the past when it really dried up. Like, hey, we'll take the mowers in. They go, boop,
stuff,
and doesn't work out. So we still have to mow it.
We rent some goats.
Goats, yeah. Yeah, my daughter has some goats. She would probably give them to you, right? So, yeah, just turn them loose.
Phase 1 on the 28th Street storm drainage project.
That's still going on, and again, they're waiting some grant process from that, right? Because it's designed and ready to go. So it's looking for money project.
How about an update on the lead service line inventory?
The federal permit is done. Right now we're still currently working on the state permitting. They've changed the way they want it reported, so additional work for us, but we're still good on the federal level.
How is our mapping coming along with that?
Mapping's good. Mapping's completed.
I can't imagine a city that doesn't have GIS having to start that process. It's got to be terrible.
Yeah. And I will talk about management floodplain stuff. So.
Okay. All right. Wells 9 and 10 rehab.
I think first we put it in paper, and the paper side they didn't want to publish it, so we had to republish it. And we contacted, it's been really good. We've contacted like 6 different contractors, good response on it, a couple local contractors. We've had the bid date opening was this past week. Uh, we pushed it back. There were some issues of people not getting in on time, and the main water well individuals will be able to quote on it. So we pushed the bid opening date back to the 25th, which will be next week. We'll open that up, and I'll bring it to you the first meeting in August. Or we might have a special meeting just to prove that or not, because just to get stuff ordered up. Really good response this time. I had to do the legwork to get it out there. So.
I did talk to the newspaper. They have, you can't put an ad in the newspaper anymore locally.
Right.
It's from some person, some group out of state. They lost 3 people in that system. I know you don't care, but they lost 3 people. And because of that, we missed our deadline. We give you 20 days to bid, and it doesn't get posted to 10 days before the bid. You have to start all over again.
Yeah.
So I did talk to the newspaper about that, and he apologized. He wasn't aware of that, and so hopefully they'll fix that situation. But what's going to happen is if they don't get better at it, then the state's going to say, okay, you no longer have to advertise locally. You can advertise through the state journal, and that covers it. But it's not a good situation when you want people to bid. So hopefully the newspaper will get it fixed.
Huh?
I say hopefully the newspaper will get it fixed.
Yeah, I was laughing about people leaving because that goes right into your next line item too. So your SCADA update.
Okay.
Real problems with that. They did come in and do the sewer side, get the cellular network in. I didn't see him for a couple weeks. I got a hold of them, and they had a couple individuals leave, and main designer for the SCADA system left. They're trying to replace him, so they will not be back until the 12th of August to start with the computer side of it. So again, people leaving, jumping ship and jobs and moving here to there. It's really caused a delay in the water and sewer systems. So
Do we have any protection through our contract with them?
I haven't paid them.
You haven't paid them? Well, that's about as good a contract, or
I look at it. So
don't get it fixed, you don't get paid.
I'll pay you. I'm gonna make you have a withdrawal, man. It's been since November.
Wow.
So
Okay. Well, that's interesting. I got an email from someone that wanted to talk about SCADA systems, and I thought,
I've seen that.
I forwarded it to you, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It was good. Actually looked like a pretty good program. So it's like, wow,
all right.
that's probably where that guy went. He's the programmer.
Wouldn't that be great?
He sent it to me. I'm like, I know where the guy went now.
All right, so we move on to the meter replacement project.
It's going pretty well. Right now, I know it don't seem like much, but we've gotten 650 meters replaced. So that's pretty good out of really a 2-man crew. Guys are picking the streets that we need, have problems with, and we got all the commercial counts done. We're starting lower in town, working up. So moving along. They're just 2 guys, just Brian and Dennis is doing it. So that's all I have. I'm scared.
I know you're not working on it full time before we bothered Dennis.
No, I'm back down. I lost another employee this past week. And so right now we're short 3 employees. So again. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any questions on the unfinished business before we move to new business? New business.
We don't have any. I can talk about new business. Well, we don't have any new business, so Jared trying to finish up what we have.
Well, then we get to manager's report. So what do you want to talk about?
Not much. We're just the manager report. You talked about the GIS software. after the training I did down in Chief Logan State Park, we come back and working with the building code department. We got our software, all their updated software where locations were. Each building permit for the last, 10 years, Tommy? Is that correct? So we've plotted out in the GIS software so I can see what work has been done inside the floodplain and floodway. So when they come do our inspection, that's what they'll look for. I do UI and building code and code enforcement department need to sit down and have a little talk. I seen a lot of permits being issued in the floodway.
Seen a lot of what issues?
Permits. Building permits being issued in the floodway, which is not good. So we'll have to sit down and talk to them. We're going to have to change the policies and what their department does in reference to notifying us, or at least this department. There's a whole different guidelines they have to follow when they're in the floodway. Okay, I'm not talking new houses, but even upgrades. There's a lot of paperwork we got to do to justify we're allowed to even do an electrical upgrade, because they have to move it like a new AC units has to be above that floodplain if they're in the floodway, and fencing, and just you and I will sit down with that department and discuss.
Hey, Tommy, can you hear me? Do you have a map available of the actual areas of Vienna that are in the floodway?
Yes.
I'd like to see that. I can't think of very many areas that are in the floodway.
All along Pond Run.
But other than that, where?
That's it. In Vienna. I mean, you got Ann's Drive, stuff like that's going to be in the floodway, but that are in the county.
But Ann's Drive's not in the city.
Yeah,
we wouldn't issue them a permit.
Pond Run is your issue. It covers a lot more area. What you think?
I got that. Okay.
Yeah. That's it. Guys been out. We had a situation, guys sewer collapse. Seems like the last couple of weeks we've had a lot of sewer issues for some reason, but a guy's sewer collapsed off of 21st Street. We've been up there working, trying to dig it up and repair that for the individual. Haven't done that many new taps, but our lines has mostly been service lines. Leaks, so at least the main line has been cut down quite a bit. So did repair a leak. It was on 19th, and that was from that water line on 19th Street. I know it seemed like a long time before we got fixed, but we hunt and pecked. You think water shoots up out of the ground, that's got to be the water leak, but it doesn't. It's not like that. A lot of times it'll travel down the pipe before it comes out. That line is approximately 10 foot deep, so you had to do a lot of precautionaries when you're digging that deep. Dug where the water's coming out, but it wasn't it. Dug up the road a little bit to find it, found a dry hole, moved back down. Found an old service line that was actually the problem, which we don't do anymore. Back in the day, what they'd do is if a house got torn down, they would, the crew go out and just cap it at the meter and call it good. Either that, what they do is if it's copper line, they just crimp it and seal it. And it was good, but it's not good. So we're out there. That's what that line happened. They crimped it. Eventually it broke. So we did repair it. Our new policies is we actually go back to the main, turn them off the corporation, stop, cap them off. So if a house gets torn down, we know it's something like we build in there again. So.
Did anybody call in a water leak on 8th Avenue at 28th Street? 27th Street, I guess.
Not that I know of, but I'm sure they probably did.
So it's not the house on the corner. When you go up past the fire station, it's not the house on the corner. The one behind it has a wooden fence all the way around the backyard.
Oh,
I mean, the water is pouring out of a hole in this curb. I've never seen this guy's backyard, but I'm assuming he's got a pool. But I cannot imagine that you're draining that kind of volume of water out of that guy's pool.
Yeah, I seen that the other day. We was out looking, well, it was like the streets, and I drove past a couple times. sometimes it'll be wet and sometimes it won't.
Yeah, but it's always coming from that
Yeah, I
curb hole.
believe that's probably his flush point from his filters for the pool. It's not a constant leak, so we have to. We finished up today down 20th, down at 21st Street. We're going to trace that back, see exactly what it is. I got to do that before I pave that road. So.
Well, I don't know. That volume of water that's coming out, if it is somebody flushing a swimming pool, that's a lot of water.
I think it's where it's flushing these filters out, back flushing, back washing.
That's what I mean. Okay. All right, what else?
Huh?
What else?
That's it.
Questions for Craig, Kim?
I do, yeah, I have a question. I don't have any knowledge of this, but I've heard other people complaining there's sinkholes in Vienna. Are there sinkholes and all that?
Yeah, everywhere. So, yeah, a lot of sinkholes in people's yards. It's old septic tanks. A lot of times that costs when we'll go out and inspect it. We can't do nothing about that. It's the customer's responsibility. Sinkholes in roads, edge of roads, usually cause storm drain systems. If we find a sinkhole, we try to address that. There's one on 32nd Street this current time. It's right next to catch basin. It's scheduled to be replaced. It's an old block, catch basin. A couple of blocks come out. The sand washed out of it. So, yeah, if people call in, we always go and inspect them, see what they are. If it's, like I said, if we know there's storm drain or sewer line in that area, we'll try to run the camera up, see what's happening. If it's bad, we repair.
So,
Sand.
So if it's on somebody's property, well, that's off them, trying to address their own issue. If they see something that's related to the city, go ahead and give your call up here.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, if it's in our right of way, we always inspect it, see what it is. Like I said, usually it's storm drain, sand, good. Vienna's really good about sand, but no problem about sand. It washes out pretty quickly. So.
I mean, I know sinkholes happen everywhere. It's just the way it is, but they comment that like, there are a lot of sinkholes in Vienna, which I don't think so. I know.
Actually, there is. There's a lot more here than there is Parkersburg. Because Parkersburg's clay, so it doesn't collapse. But Vienna's will show up pretty quick, especially with faulty pipes. Example, the flood control structure off of, I think it's 22nd Street, at 68-inch diameter pipe. This year we repaired 3 sinkholes in that. The guy went out, walked out through his back gate, and there's a big hole. I mean, big hole, wasn't it? Right next, the whole gate and everything was gone, the fence and everything. It's like, he called and he said, there's a sinkhole in our yard. I'm like, well, that's an old septic system problem. So I'll come out and look at it. It was a fault in that pipe. So we.
Well, I know. Now I think about it. I know I called pickup.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to actually, no way to repair it. We have to climb inside that pipe. There's an epoxy, 2-resin epoxy. We try to shoot in the ring. What it is 2 metal pipes joined together with a metal band, and it's just wrapped on the outside, and it'll get rust in it, and we'll shoot the epoxy, foam epoxy inside of that and seal that up. And if it's a big hole in it, of course, we have to actually patch it. Yeah, that pipe's getting bad. So where that is, you know what I'm talking about.
Show me the next time we're out.
Will.
Okay. John? Joe?
I had a question on the new school anticipation being out on Wastewater. The city be providing water and sewer for the new school.
Yes.
Will we do the work?
Depends, Craig. I mean, but there's a 12-inch water main already there. So the water's not going to be an issue, but the sewer is going to require a booster station because of how far it is away. And so, Craig, what?
Yeah, the lift station sewers will handle the capacity, so that would be an upgrade. And what will happen is the same process as a mainline extension agreement. We absorb a certain amount of the cost. And then they will supply the rest. The water line in that area is it's been there since the 80s. It's a scheduled 21 pipe, just thin wall 12-inch pipe. I spoke with the designer, and he's looking about, he might have to reroute that pipe. So if he does, it'll be his cost to reroute that pipe. It'll be a contract service. It won't be done by us. Either way, it won't be done. Either lift station will not be done by us. I was talking to Steve Black there night during the meeting. I asked him, I said, where would be the best place to put the new lift station? Because that one is old. That was put in the 70s. It's concrete's deteriorating, so it will cost us some money just because it needs updated anyway. But they will have a cost associated with it also. Yeah, there's a 2-inch discharge, forced discharge out of that. That goes up over the hill and back down over Jackson.
Lori? Russell, you're late. Anything to catch up on? All right. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for today. Meeting adjourned.